got a battle for you with HappyShrimp from Pwnobi community forums. So here we go. I lead off with Swampert, and he leads off with Absol. I know he can't really do much to me, so I'm just going to set up my stealth rocks. And luckily for me, he goes for Sword Dance. I don't think he realizes I'm packing Roar on this Swampert, obviously. So I'm just going to go ahead and Roar. He sucker punches, which I kind of figured he would. And here comes Lucario. Just in case he decides to stay in, I'm going to go for an Earthquake. And for some reason he does decide to stay in. I'm not really sure what he thinks my Swampert's move pool is, but it doesn't work out working very well. So now I got my rocks up, and I'm up 6-5, so things are looking pretty good. Get a little lefties in. And he decides to sit in a Gengar, I believe? Yeah, decides to sit in Gengar. Not really sure what he's trying to do to me here, but I'm just going to go ahead and switch out into Scissor, in case it packs Energy Ball or something like that. And because it should be a pretty easy kill with Pursuit. So he just goes for Shadow Ball, I guess, for the stab. And at this point, I know he really doesn't have much of a Swampert counter on this team. And he decides to switch over to Psychic. And I'll just go for the Pursuit. So now I'm up 6-4, so things are looking really great. And he sends the Absol back in, which is a smart move on his part, because he didn't see Life Orb, so he probably realizes I'm locked in a Pursuit. So I predicted the Sword Dance, so I switch back into Swampert. And luckily for me, that is what he goes for. So now he knows I'm going to Roar, so he's just going to go ahead and Psycho Cut to get some damage in. And luckily for him, he gets a crit here, which does some pretty heavy damage to Swampert. And considering the rest of his team doesn't pack any grass moves, that was pretty good for him. So I roar into Tyranitar here, who is also weak to Earthquake. And I'm not really sure if I'll outspeed, but I just go for the Earthquake. I figure there's nothing really he can do to me if he decides to stay in. And Earthquake does a really nice chunk to this Tyranitar. He goes for the Aerial Ace, maybe predicting a switch into like a Machamp or something like that. But no such luck. So I'm just gonna Surf here, just in case he decides to go to something like Gyarados that levitates. And lucky enough for me, that is what happened, so that was a pretty good call on my part. So now, since Earthquake won't hit, he knows he knows Stealth Rock, and he knows Surf won't do too much. I'm predicting the Dragon Dance here, which was another pretty good call on my part, so I'm just going to Roar. So Tyranitar comes back in, and I just go through the same rinse and repeat. I go for Surf again, although this time he switches out to Garchomp, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Garchomp not a fucking Uber? Like, as soon as I saw Garchomp, I was kind of like, what the fuck, but, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. But then Surf misses because of Sand Veil in the Sandstorm, so I'm like, okay. I figure he'll just kill my Swampert, which is fine with me, he did plenty this game, and I'll just get the revenge kill. So, we'll see what happens. I don't even remember what I went for here. Maybe Roar or Surf, I don't remember. But he decides to Outrage, which is actually perfect for me. Although, I don't think it really would matter regardless, but I decided to send in Murmillo, my Starmie. So now I'm feeling pretty good. I can just Ice Beam and get a free kill. But then that misses as well. So Sandville is really kind of annoying me. And he outrages, which I know Starmie's pretty frail, so I wasn't sure if it would live anyway. But then he gets a crit. So I'm almost thinking he might have some sort of comeback coming here. But I know he's still locked in the outrage, so I decided to go into Scissor and hopefully two-hit kill it with Bullet Punch. I take a while to think about this because I'm not exactly sure if Bullet Punch would be able to two-hit kill. But I look at Garchomp's base defense and I just go ahead and say, yeah, I think it will. So I send him in and I go for the Bullet Punch, which works out quite well because Scissor resists Dragon, so the outrage won't really do much. So it takes that quite nicely. And I figure I'll just get another Bullet Punch in. But he decides to switch, which is fine. And he goes to Absol, which wasn't really a good move in my opinion, because Absol is not the kind of thing you switch into unless you're taking a resisted attack. And even then, Absol's really more of a revenge killer or something like that. Something you'd bring in on a free switch. But what do I know? It's just my opinion. So he goes back into Garchomp, and I'm like, alright, that works for me. I'll just Bullet Punch it. But that misses as well. So I figure he's gonna kill me with an Earthquake or something, but he goes with Dragon Claw. Not really sure why he did that either. I don't know the set on this Garchomp. Maybe he just forgot that I resist Dragon. Or maybe he thought it would do more because of the stab. But Earthquake stab too, and I would hope you would have it. But regardless, I Bullet Punch here, and that takes care of the Garchomp. And he sends in Gyarados, which after the Stealth Rocks is pretty low. And I know all he's got left is that and Tyranitar, which should probably just die from the rocks. So I'm going to go with Bullet Punch to hopefully either kill it or get it into killing range for Dusknoir's Shadow Sneak, which is exactly what I do. Sandstorm takes down the distant inch, and then Leftovers brings it back. And I just send in Dusknoir to finish it off with a Shadow Sneak. So, that was a good game. HappyShrimp. You know, whatever about the Garchomp. I know some people feel it's a semi-Uber or something like that. I don't really know. But, yeah, he brings in the Tyranitar here, and like I figured, it just dies from the. So yeah, good game. And I'll catch you guys next time with another video. Peace.